Only 5,020 pounds? Crazy lightweight. A 272 Super Slide half-ton towable bullet bunkhouse coming in on trade here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan, complete with direct entry bathroom door there in the back. If you're trying to get out of the old family pop-up, or you want to get your first camper, or you have a limited tow capacity, you need a little more space, this is going to be a good fit for all those situations, and you're getting it at a used budget instead of a new one. Man, oh man, this thing's been well kept too. Like inside out, good shape all the way through here. All those windows are going to open for airflow. The sun is just not camera friendly right now. This is a bifold jackknife style sleeper sofa. What that means, it has a big storage chest below it, which is kind of cool. And you can see storage above the sofa as well, something a lot of RVs have sacrificed in a more modern market in lieu of, you know, bigger windows. A lot of people like windows, but they don't realize you need that storage space. But too late now, it's already happened basically. Now, Bullett's always done a cool thing with their dinette that I've always liked, and I don't think they ever got the credit they deserve, because you see a single folding leg and then it brackets against the wall, and people associate that with like cheap for some reason. It is inexpensive, but inexpensive is good, and people hear cheap as bad. Well, cheap can just mean inexpensive. What this is going to do is it's going to keep the table sturdy and secure so that if a kiddo bumps the thing, it's not going to knock all your Kool-Aid off or whatever and leave you a mess to clean up. There's storage below those as well, and that can also fold down into a sleeper. The bunk treatment on this model rocks. They killed this little corner bunk. There's a lot going on here. Like, because at a glance, you say, oh cool, a ladder wall, which does make the RV look bigger, but look at this, count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4 full venting windows, and then both the top and bottom beds have their own little knick-knack paddywhack shelves over here in the corner with a light for each of the kids and their own set of outlets. So this is mom and dad's rainy day savior space back there. If the kids are all cooped up inside this thing because Mother Nature's not being friendly and the weatherman got it wrong, if you could imagine that ever happening, you will appreciate those features. It is central AC. We'll come back and see the kitchen in more detail in just a minute. Moving forward here past the refrigerator, and we'll crack all that storage open in just a second as well. I want to make note of this up here. So it's kind of like a skylight, but it can actually vent heat as well. And you can see there's not a lot of light coming through. It's because they did put a nice smoky Max Air style cover over top of it. So on a rainy day, if you want to keep this open, you can see how those fins are up there. Or when the RV's in storage, you can actually keep the air recycled in here quite a bit. Although I don't recommend doing that in a more humid climate, because then you're kind of trapping a lot of moisture in here. That works much better in a drier area. Open the door here. Bathroom is dual entry. You can get to it obviously from inside or outside. What they're doing up here too, combining the skylight and the power vent fan kind of thing, which is a classic thing a lot of brands do. It's extremely cost effective. It's actually very smart. It just doesn't look as fancy. That's the thing though. This camper is not made for flashy luxury looks, although I do think it has some pretty decent eye appeal and curb appeal to it, especially if you like brown, because it's you know, especially the outside. The outside comes in 2 delicious shades of brown, but some people like tan, some people like that lighter color, some people don't care. If the money's right, they don't care about the color of the RV in the used market as compared to the new. Like, I get that. I'm kind of that way. When I buy a used car, I'm not real picky about the color of it. I just want it to run and drive well, basically. Let's see here. I think we've pretty much nailed everything from this direction. Let me give you just a quick peek at the living room, you know, the other way around. And then I think it's time we finally get to that kitchen and crack all this stuff open. And you can see they really went to some pretty extreme lengths to make sure they utilized every little nook and cranny around here. Everything opens up, even below the oven there. They didn't let an ounce of space go to waste. Now, similarly over here, on the left you see hanging storage. On the right, this could either be pantry or like dresser storage for the bunks, or maybe some towels, beach towels, stuff like that. It's a ton of space. You could probably use it for multiple things, you know, all at the same time. These are all pocket screwed cabinets, by the way, which is something not a lot of lightweights built during this period were doing. Some nicer things like Rockwood's, Jayco's, of course, were doing that. Now, the TV's small because it was built before everybody felt they needed a 95-inch, you know, satellite flat screen to have in their little 27-foot bunkhouse model. But It also means that you have a smaller entertainment center, which allows for wider entry doors on both sides of that kind of central island entertainment to get to the bed, you know, in and out easier. A little bit nicer if you're a bit thicker in the hips or the shoulders in the midsection like me. And from there, just a quick trip up to the bedroom, past those privacy curtains, through those extra wide doors, past the pivoting TV, and that is a DVD stereo, by the way. This is a Camp Queen. That was one of the main differences at the time this was built between a Bullet and the Passports that we carried here at Haylett RV. Passports had a 60 by 80 True Queen. These had a 60 by 72 Camp Queen, a short queen. Now, this is not True Queen capable unless you knock out this entire middle central entertainment system, which I don't think most people are going to want to do. However, you do have these really big side stands, and you can see that this one has a handy little laundry hamper chute over here. If you want to put a basket down there, you got a place today for yesterday's clothes. And just a big old pass through on this one right here. Lots of aluminum structure going on below that bed. The RV in general has primarily an aluminum structure, like sidewalls, floor all laminated, front rear walls are all aluminum framed out. Power tongue jack, power awning, making campsite setup simple and easy. The sidewalls are looking good. I can tell you that this RV was stored with its nose pointing east, because east-facing RVs, around this neck of the woods anyway, seem to get more sun exposure on that side of the RV. Good news is, nothing is peeled, nothing is flaking. I think the nose just needs a good cleaning and maybe a little anti-oxidation kind of once over, and she'll be good to go. The power tongue jack's actually an aftermarket upgrade. That was not a standard feature on these. Neither was the slide awning cover that you see back here. So somebody spent some accessory money on this RV. They intended to have it for a while. Looks like it served them very well, and they just decided it was time to update and upgrade. Enclosed heated underbelly with a 30,000 BTU furnace will give you some pretty good extended spring, summer, fall use. If it's going to hit freezing, then dip below a little bit overnight and then come back tomorrow. You'll be okay here. Behind that super slide, you can see our water heater, full outside shower above the sewer hookup station, which is directly below the water heater. And then they had this little extra pocket of space, and they said, well, we ain't gonna waste it. Open it up, make it a compartment. Bullet was always really good about stuff like that. Windows galore on this thing too, and you can see that they do all open for airflow. 4 windows around the bunks alone, and then 4 more in the slide. You know, it's just loaded with them. And we talked about the power tongue jack and slide on and accessory money. You can see they added that Max Air vent cover up there above the bathroom vent, which is another aftermarket thing that would have been non-factory standard on here. As we work our way around, we're going to see that second entry door straight into the bathroom. And if that kind of spooks you, if you're new to this, you can just leave it deadbolted. You don't have to use it. But that's an important point. It is deadbolt able, basically, so that you don't have to worry about somebody walking in on you. And I'm telling you, in a bunkhouse like this with kids, being able to just send them straight in and get showered up or something like that, or walk in and out and use the toilet without tracking dirt through the whole camper, so handy. Wide stance stability axles are another thing, really working in the favor of this one's potential for half-ton towability. Because it is, well, even really SUV towability, because that's a funny thing. SUVs are more capable of towing more weight now than they used to be. But the trick is they usually have shorter wheelbases versus a vehicle. And a lot of newer folks don't realize the shorter your wheelbase, basically, how can I say it? The tighter your turning radius, the more wiggly you're going to feel in transit when you're towing an RV. But those wide stance axles basically help you overcome a great deal of that, although they are never a replacement for an anti-sway weight distributing hitch. Always make sure you have proper hitching and brake controls, and if you don't know what that takes, give us a call, because we do at Haylett RV, because we only do it all. Hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, RV delivery, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.